In this video, let's learn about the development of the tongue. The tongue begins its development during the 4th week of the intrauterine life. And it is derived from the pharyngeal arches, that is 1 to 4, which forms the mucosa of the tongue, and the occipital somites forms the musculature of the tongue. That is 1 to 4, and the muscles are formed by the occipital somites. Now let's talk about the pharyngeal arches or the mucosa of the tongue. At the first stage of the development, lingual and the medial swellings appear. So these are the lingual swellings. There are 2 lingual swellings laterally. They are derived from the first pharyngeal arch. As you can see, this green color is the first pharyngeal arch. And these lateral lingual swellings contribute to the mucosa of the anterior 2/3 of the tongue. So this anterior 2/3 is formed by the lingual swellings. And now coming to the medial swellings, this is the tuberculum impar. It is a single medial swelling that is also derived from the first pharyngeal arch, and it contributes to the mucosa of the anterior 2/3 of the tongue. So you can see this is the tuberculum impar, and the anterior 2/3 is formed by the lingual swellings and the tuberculum impar. Impar meaning unpaired. So this hole is the hypobranchial eminence. It is derived from the 2nd, 3rd and the 4th pharyngeal arches. It is also called as cupola. So it is formed by the 2nd, 3rd and the 4th pharyngeal arch. It forms the mucosa of the posterior 1/3 of the tongue. So you can see it in the diagram. The posterior 1/3 of the tongue is formed by the cupola. The hypobrachial eminence has a cranial part and a caudal part. So this blue color is the cranial part and this green color is the caudal. The cranial part of the hypobrachial eminence forms the posterior 1/3 of the tongue. So the posterior 1/3 is formed by the cupola, that is the cranial part of the cupola or the hypobrachial eminence. And the caudal part of the hypobrachial eminence forms the posterior most part of the 4th arch. So this is the caudal part, and it forms the posterior most part of the tongue and some of the epiglottis. So the anterior 2/3 of the tongue is formed by the lingual swellings and a tuberculum impar. The posterior 1/3 is formed by the cranial part of the hypobrachial eminence, and the posterior most part is formed by the caudal part of the hypobrachial eminence. The lingual swellings arise from the first pharyngeal arch. The tuberculum impar arises from the first pharyngeal arch. The hypobrachial eminence arises from the 2nd, 3rd and the 4th pharyngeal arches. During the 4th week of the development, the lateral lingual swellings overgrow the tuberculum impar and they merge together, forming the mucosa of the anterior 2/3 of the tongue. Their line of fusion is marked by the median sulcus of the tongue. So this is the line of fusion of the 2 lingual swellings. Within the hypobrachial eminence, the 3rd pharyngeal arch component overgrows the 2nd. In this diagram, this blue color indicates the lingual swellings. This is the cranial part and the caudal part of the hypobrachial eminence. Within the hypobrachial eminence, the 3rd pharyngeal arch overgrows the 2nd arch and it forms the mucosa of the posterior 1/3 of the tongue. So you can see the overgrowth of this 3rd pharyngeal arch. And this is the foramen cecum. And the anterior 2/3 and the posterior 1/3 of the tongue fuse to form a V-shaped groove that is known as the terminal sulcus. So this V-shaped groove is called the terminal sulcus. And at the center of this groove is the foramen cecum. This foramen cecum is a pit, and this represents the place of origin of the thyroid gland. This is all about the pharyngeal arches that turns into the mucosa of the tongue. Now let's talk about the occipital somites. that forms the muscles of the tongue. The occipital somites form the muscles of the tongue. This gives rise to intrinsic and the extrinsic muscles, which are the segments of the mesoderm in the region of the upper neck. These somites migrate from the neck anteriorly and they give rise to the muscles of the tongue. In the connective tissue of the tongue, it develops from the local mesenchyme. Now let's talk about the nerve supply. The anterior two-thirds of the tongue, the lingual nerve, gives the post-traumatic nerve supply for the anterior two-thirds of the muscle. And the anterior two-thirds is also supplied by the chorda tympani, that is the pre-traumatic part of the second arch. So lingual nerve is from the first arch and this is from the second pharyngeal arch. Now coming to the nerve supply of the posterior one-third, it is supplied by the glossopharyngeal nerve. And coming to the posterior most part, it is supplied by the vagus nerve. The muscles of the tongue are supplied by the hypoglossal nerve. So remember, the nerve supply is by the nerves 5, 7, 9 and 10. As the fifth nerve is the lingual nerve, that is a branch of the mandibular division of the trigeminal nerve. It is the post-traumatic part of the first pharyngeal arch, and the chorda tympani, that is the pre-traumatic part of the second pharyngeal arch. It is a branch of the facial nerve, that is the seventh cranial nerve, and the posterior one-third of the tongue is supplied by the glossopharyngeal nerve, that is the ninth cranial nerve, and the posterior most part of the tongue is supplied by the vagus nerve. And remember, the muscles of the tongue are supplied by the hypoglossal nerve, that is the 12th cranial nerve. So guys, this is all about the development of tongue. If you like this video, do subscribe to my channel. And you can click on the I button to know about the development of the palate.
And do look at some of my recent videos and playlists.